All right, everyone. Thank you again for attending this training. This is for the summer food program. And I just want to go ahead and get started. So, of course, the civil rights complaint procedures were required to let everyone know if you have any complaints of anything and need to file discrimination complaint. This is the link. Everyone will get this PowerPoint, so you'll have everything on file where you can go through and submit. It must be filed within 180 days from 180 days from when the alleged act happened. Okay, next, this Injustice for All poster should be posted where you serve snack. I have a link right here for it, and it will be provided to you also. And this Building for the Future poster is also required to be posted where you are serving snack. And again, I have the link and have the document sent to you after this PowerPoint. So let's get into the food component. So as you know, with the lunch or the supper meals, you'll have the fruit and vegetable, another fruit and vegetable, the grains, and then something alternate. So I just right here just did a few examples of what you'll be looking at for breakfast, lunch, and the supper meals that we usually get during the school year, not so much for the summer. And with this, some may know, some may not know, when a child is going through the line to get their lunch, make sure that they grab everything. I know in the past, milk has been optional for them to grab, but every child must grab every component of the meal. Whatever they do not like should be placed on a sharing table. For some who do not know what a sharing table is, it's just a table away from the kids where whatever they do not want to eat, they can put on the table and another child can come and get something off the table. So let's say they're having corn dogs for lunch. A kid doesn't want the corn dog. They put it on the sharing table, and another child who wants the corn dog can get up and go get it. But it's very important that every member grabs every component of the meal. If someone comes out to do a site visit and you have kids not picking up everything, the meal will not be reimbursable. So that's very important. Ordering food and milk, it'll pretty much be the same as during the school year. I will continue to send the order links out on Monday of every week. The spreadsheet needs to be completed before 3 p.m. on Tuesday. A helpful tip that I use, I know when I was working in the club as a membership clerk, we would do the ADA of the previous week and use that as a guide to order for the week coming up. We've been having a lot of over ordering. Miss Terry, yes, ma'am. With COVID still around, we are still doing the sharing table. I have not received any information stating that we will not. But again, using the previous week's ADA is sort of a guide of what to order for the next week, so you don't over order or under order. When it comes to milk is required for breakfast, lunch, and supper meals. It is required that the number of lunches and snacks order match the number of meal order. I know the kids do not drink the milk, and it's kind of different now from when we had the shelf-stable milks, where even if the kids didn't drink, we still had it. It didn't expire for, I think, like 3 months. But with this fresh milk, I know it's a lot of kids don't like the milk, they don't drink the milk, but you must order how many ever snacks you order, that's the amount that you should order with the milk. Sites who serve breakfast and lunch must order milk for both meals, but the sites who order lunch and snack, milk only needs to be served with lunch. Yes, Miss Amelia.
With the milk ordering, would it have the requirement of having to order the same amount of milk for, the meals, snack and lunch? So for example, I don't have a lot of storage for that. So what is there going to be any accommodating for that? I don't have a lot of, I can barely store the milk that I get for regular snack. So then that adds extra storage for me, especially with the kids not drinking all of the milk. So, what accommodations, or, can we think about that milk ordering when it comes to storage?
I will have to get with you offline. Storage is an issue. If you can't store the milk, that'll be something that we could get in trouble with. But as far as reimbursement, we have to have the milks with the snacks and the lunches. So I'll just send you an email to follow up with you about the storage.
Can we do the self-storage milk for the summer only? We can't get that back instead of the fresh milk?
It's only the fresh milk. I wish we could go back to the shelf milk, because that was a lot easier, but no, it has to be the fresh milk. Ms. Deidre, yes, we're still ordering by the case.
Jamar, can I ask follow up on shelf stable versus refrigerated? And you say it has to be the fresh milk. Is that an organizational requirement right now, or is that something that has changed from right from the start?
Yeah, that's something that has changed from right from the start from decal. I can look more into it, but I know it was something changed. But like I said, I'll look into it because I know how much easier that shelf storage milk is, especially to store. And I'll just get back with everyone, send an email if anything has changed.
And let me know if I can help you with that, because
Okay.
one of the reasons why we went back to the refrigerator, just FYI, we went back to the refrigerator was because of the cost of the shelf stable milk, and our numbers were so far down. So I know why we made the change, but if something else has changed in the meantime, there might not be something we could do, but if we can, that would definitely be.
Yeah, I'll follow up with everyone about that and see if we can go back to the shelf.
Bobby, just to add, that's what Corey told me as well, Jamara, just to reiterate, it was just the cost.
Yeah.
And when we had so few clubs, that's the reason why, but.
I received an email, but like I said, I'll go back and just make sure for sure. Any more questions before I continue? Okay. For serving the meals, this is just some advice. Everyone knows to wash hands with soap. Refrigerate the milk immediately after delivery. Make sure the refrigerated temperatures are to 40 or below and freezer to 0 or below Fahrenheit. Discard leftovers and open containers, packages of refrigerated food within 3 to 4 days. Usually, I know with me at the end of the week, all that cheese and everything, I just go ahead and get rid of. Unopened containers of milk, which I will not have. Just anything that you have in a refrigerator that you get, especially delivered, just look for signs of spoilage or anything before serving to the kids. And junior staff are club kids and can be served. So with the junior staff you have working, they can receive lunch and snack. So now we're going to talk about the record keeping. So what should be in that summer food program binder? So number one, what I usually do at the end of the month after I posted, change the snack calendars out, I'll just take them out and put them in the binder just before the month starts out. After that, the delivery receipt. So every day when the lunch and snack is delivered, you'll receive this receipt. Just make sure that you look over everything. Try to write the time of delivery. They usually don't have it on there. And just make sure you sign and date. Please keep this in your binder because I'm going to need it when it's time for you to upload everything to SharePoint. I definitely need this delivery receipt. Next will be this daily production record, which you will need a lunch and snack So you will have 2 of these. And when you get this, make sure you're looking over everything and making sure that it matches what they're bringing you. So I will definitely need this and the delivery sheet submitted into SharePoint. After the daily production record will be the meal count sheet. I know y'all probably can't see this.
Hey, quick question. If the count doesn't match, do we initial by what's the procedure if the count doesn't match?
So if the count doesn't match, give me a call so I can reach out to Corey, because someone's gonna have to make sure that y'all get those lunches and snacks.
Thank you.
Amber Nee, I'll get to your question towards the end of the PowerPoint. So with this meal count sheet, please make sure it's filled out completely. When I say completely, the site name, address, supervisor's name, make sure where it has meal type for lunch is check, and for snack, for the summer, it will be PM snack. I know during the school year, you're usually checking the supper meal, but in the summer, it'll be lunch and PM snack. Make sure the telephone, delivery time. I know when I was a membership clerk, I used to write it in. I know a lot of people forget, but please try to make sure everything's complete. The meals received / prepared, that would be the amount of meals that were delivered to you. Meals available from previous day would be 0. And then it'll just be the total. So let's say they deliver 50 meals, it'll be 0 from previous day, so it equals 50. Make sure when you're going through to do your tick marks that you do not use pencil, use pen, and make sure it is marked through the number. For example, I just want to give an example. I've been, while reviewing most of these daily meal count forms, I see a lot of people do not know how to mark these. So for example, let's say I receive 50 meals and I have 55 members that day. Make sure that you are marking 50. You cannot mark 55 because you do not have 55 lunches and snacks. Does anybody have a question about that? Okay. So for example, on here, I did 50 meals and we only had 49 people. So where it says total first meals, after I mark off my 49, do my 49 ticks, I'll put 49 for total first meals. Second meals, we're trying to stay away from second meals, and definitely adult meals. So if you have meals left over, just try to put them on a share table for the kids, because we do not mark the adult meals. I mean, if you do have some second meals that you do give out, that's fine. Try not to go over 10 second meals. So after going through here, I have 49 first meals, 0 second meals, 0 adult meals, and 0 total non-program adult meals. The total meals served will be 49. There are 0 total damage, incomplete, or non-reimbursable meals. And my leftover will be 1 meal because I had 50 meals to start off. So after add 49, 1, you'll have 50. Let's say since I had one person, 1 meal left over, I'll have 1 milk left over. So number of recycled milk from today's meal service, 1. Make sure you sign and make sure you date, and make sure your date at the bottom matches the date at the top. It's very, very, I cannot stress enough how important it is for this sheet to be filled out correctly, because when it's time for monitoring, I will have to go through and if something is not right, I'll have to go through and change everything and get you to redo the meal count form, re-sign and everything. So like I said, just please make sure it's filled out completely.
Hey, Jamal, this is Terry at Draper. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
So in the past, what I think Shelly would have us to do is to try not to have any leftover meals. So if we, for example, if we had got 50 meals and had 45 kids, we'll do those extra 5 as second meals so that we would not have any left over? Will you prefer us just to put down 5 leftover, or to serve those extra 5 as second meals so that we can get credit for all the meals served?
If you do serve the 5 for the second meals, that's fine. If you want to do the leftover, that's fine too.
Okay, thank you.
But if you've done the second meals in the past, that works for me. But yeah, like Nikki said, it is preferred to put them on a shared table. We try to stay away from the second meals as much as possible, because when I'm doing the reimbursement in the decal portal, they're basically looking at the over ordering, because if you have so many leftover meals or you're doing second meals, they can see how much you're over ordering.
Question about the milk.
Mm-hmm.
So if the child takes the milk and put it out there, and you're asking, I see that how many leftover milks.
So,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Rory, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, so let's say the one milk is left over, that no one got it at all because it was only 49 kids there. We can put it on the share table. But at the end of lunch, if it's milk left on the share table, that's where you could put a leftover milk. That's where you will mark the leftover milk amount. But for snack, you can, the kids can also access the share table for snack also.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We can use those same milks for the snack time.
Question, Jamara, but don't they have to take a milk with the snack?
Yes. No, not the snack.
No,
not the snack.
Okay, just the meal.
Just the milk.
Yeah, just the
Okay,
lunch.
so for the snack, they don't have to take the milk. Okay.
No, during the school year, they have to because it's considered a supper meal.
Right.
So they
Okay.
have to take the milk. But during
The summer.
summertime, it's just a snack. It's just usually like some Doritos and a juice.
Okay.
Deidre, you can recycle milk, but I know a lot of people, because a lot of people are complaining about the storage and everything. They usually put it on the share table and let the kids just go ahead and drink it for that day, because you'll just keep adding milk on every day for that week. So, any more questions before I continue? Okay. Field trips.
Hey, I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask because, yeah, the milk, in the past, we were able to recycle the milk and use the milk towards the count, but not in addition, like we were in lieu of ordering more milk, we were able to use the recycled milk as a part of our essential order. Are we unable to do that?
So give me an example of that so I can make sure.
So like, for example, and I'm going to keep it real simple so it's a little bit easier to understand. Let's say that I ordered a case of milk, and that case of milk, 50 milks, and only 5 children actually want, like I ordered a case a day because I need it for each meal. So I would need essentially 5 cases because I only have 50 kids in my club. So I need 5 cases each week. Correct. Mm-hmm. But if what ends up happening, if we make them grab every child has to get a milk once lunch is served, all 50 kids have to get their milk, but then 45 of them don't want it. So they're putting it back. Are you able to, instead of ordering 5 cases of milk, are you able to essentially order 3 cases of milk? Because you know that those milks are just going to be recycled and reused.
In your case, it's kind of different because you know from your kids, like they're not going to drink this milk. So if I order less, it'll balance out. I understand what you're saying. That works for you. But we also just have to keep in mind, just in case we get that site visit, and let's say that's one of the days that you don't have enough milk because let's say some kids came in, everybody drank milk, and you don't have any left over for the next day, then that could be a penalty towards us, if you understand what I'm saying.
I do. Thank you.
Yeah. Ms. Reka?
Yes. So another way to to kind of piggyback off what Deidre was saying, what we were told in the past is that we had to keep enough milk on site for each child. So regardless if however the ordering went, as long as we had enough milk on site for every child, we could adjust our milk orders.
Yes. And it's still the same way, but like, I understand what y'all saying, believe me, I do. But like I'm saying, we never know what's going to happen as far as how many kids are going to drink milk, how many kids are not. I just want us to be prepared just in case. If y'all feel like that works best for y'all, please continue to do it. But just make sure it is enough milk on site for every child.
Jamar, I got one quick question regarding the milk. Do you know if Corey then will deliver milk every day, or will milk just be a one-time a week delivery? So like if Amelia does not have storage space and she orders a case of milk a day, will they deliver it every day, or will she get all 5 cases on Monday?
For the summertime, I do not know. That's a question I would have to ask. It's milk.
I have a question. Or if the milk, if you're asking about the milk delivery, if the milk delivery is every day, can we deny milk if we have enough milk or not enough for the milk? Can we deny milk?
Like I said, I will ask and make sure, but I feel like as long as you have that right amount, you should be fine. But let me ask and make sure. I'm writing all this down so I can make sure y'all know exactly what you can and cannot do. But I'll find out if milk is delivered every day or if it's delivered at the beginning of the week, and then I'll find out if you can deny milk if it is delivered every day.
Yeah, pre-COVID, milk was delivered every day.
Yeah.
The shelf life milk, and so you only got that one time a week. So I believe it'll probably go back to the daily. That is a lot of milk to move around.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot of milk. And while I go back with these questions, I also go back and make sure and see if we are able to move back to the shelf stable milk, because I know that'll help a lot, especially with storage and wasting milk. Anyone else? Got something in the chat. Yes, Miss Terry is in the chat, is talking about the expiration dates on the milk. Please watch the expiration dates on the milk. She said she experienced it at Barksdale and had no milk for one day. Yes, Chambly.
We did too.
Hey, okay, so quick question. What do we do about the count if the kids are bringing lunch, but we don't know till the day of?
So you'll most likely, if the kids are bringing lunch, run into leftover meals. What I did while working in the club, if we had kids bring lunch, we still made them go through the line. And of course, that will result in us checking them off and them putting their food on the sharing table.
Yes, but we're trying to figure out how to lower the count so we're not over ordering.
I would say just order to the best. Like I said, if you know that the child is gonna bring a lunch every day, I say, or don't order for that child. So let's say you have 50 kids and you know 3 are gonna bring their lunch every day, then order for 47.
Gotcha, thank you.
Okay, any more questions before I continue? Okay, field trips. BGCMA must notify DECAL of field trips in advance. The field trip notification form must be submitted in order to be reimbursed for meals. If DECAL is not notified, meals served may be considered consumed off-site and non-reimbursable. So this is the field trip notification form. I'm just using an example from Howard Warner. And I will send this form out to everyone. So as you can see, just the site name, the dates, sites, the closed days, the field trip or reason, field trip destination, and then the meal type, which will most likely be lunch. So when you all are pretty much done with your field trips, that you are planning your field trips for the summer, just go ahead and fill this out and try to get to me. I'm asking for it before the summer starts. And if you have any field trips that are added, you know, spur of the moment, just please reach out to me and send me an updated notification form. While serving lunch on a field trip, make sure that you have a separate binder, which it will need to include that Justice for All poster that I showed you at the beginning, the building or the future poster I showed you at the beginning, and a meal count sheet. So it's just like you're at the club, but of course you're on a field trip. We need you to do the same exact things. And just make sure that it's in a separate binder. Please make sure you do not forget the binder. And due dates. After the training, I'm going to send out a signature form for this training. I just ask that everyone just signs and emails it back to me by this Friday before close of business. Field trip notification form, again, I would love to have it. Do return to me by May 27th. That's a Friday. Lunch, snack, meal orders, it'll be the same as the school year. I'll send out the links on Monday. Yes, Emerny, I'll send this PowerPoint. I'll send out the links for the lunch, snack, meal orders on Monday and then have them completed Tuesday before 3 p.m. And as far as delivery receipts, the daily production records, the meal count sheets that will be in your snack binder, I would love to have them on Mondays by 3 p.m. SharePoint. And what I would do is send out your SharePoint link where it will have all of the forms that you need, the meal count sheets, links, and everything. I will have everything in your SharePoint folder for your club. And this PowerPoint will be in there also. So any more questions?
Is lunch still 2 hours?
The time is the same, but you should probably, I know we used to only do the 45 minutes to an hour, but the time frame is the same. Yeah, the hour. But the time frame is the same.
It's the same.
Yeah. Yes, Ms.
So
Gabb.
if we feed our kids, I have one more question. If we feed our kids before the field trip, is that all right?
Yeah, as long as it's within the window.
Yeah.
Okay,
for lunch, you do not have to request to take meals on a field trip. So if your lunch is 11:30 to 1:30 and you can feed them at 11:30, or they get back at 1 and you can feed them from 1 to 1:30, that is fine.
Okay, that's what we need.
And if you have a field trip in which they're eating on the field trip, you don't have to worry about lunch. That form is only for like if you're requesting lunch on the field trip.
Okay. Yes. Thanks, Bobby.
Bobby just asked my question. I just want to make sure because we usually do field trips to include lunch, so I don't have to fill out the form. So he's answering my question. Thanks.
Yeah. So like Bobby said, again, if the kids are going to eat on a field trip and do not need lunch from us, you do not have to fill out the form for that. Any more questions? Check the chat box.
Jamar, I might have missed it. I apologize. Did did the clubs have the opportunity to sign up yet for lunch and breakfast lunch or lunch snack?
No, not yet. I'm glad you brought that up, Bobby. I know last summer, everyone did lunch and snack.
Yeah, we made the decision as an organization.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, they had the option to do breakfast and lunch or lunch and afternoon snack. I just didn't know. We didn't talk about it in operation, so I'm kind of putting our dirty laundry out there, but is that an option back for the clubs, and when will they need to make that decision?
It is an option out for the clubs. Personally, I like the lunch and snack for everyone last summer, but I know some clubs have done breakfast in the past. But that has not come up for me to ask for anything, but when I send out an email, I'll definitely ask.
Okay.
Breakfast. Anyone else?
Will there be some vegetarian options for lunch again this year?
I'm not sure, Miss Gail. I have to ask Corey.
Yeah, I asked Corey. Okay, because we had a couple of kids last year before last, that was, last year that was vegetarians. Okay.
All right, if there's any more no more questions, I thank y'all. This is my first training, so I really appreciate I really appreciate you all for tuning in.
Can you make sure that I know when they deliver those I think it's them chicken sandwiches, they be ice frozen. I don't know, what they can do about that, but that's pretty sad, Like I guess they do it for travel purposes, but the children be complaining about that. And I know we're not supposed to warm them up.
Yeah.
But that stuff be ice cold. So they may not want to do that because it's not good for the kids. And they throw them away.
Deidre, we talked about the serving time for lunch.
No, like in the past, Shelley would ask us like, what time do we want to serve lunch so that they could help Corey with what time the food needed to be delivered at each site to help with the routes. Are we not?
Yeah, so that will be in the email that I sent after this training. So after this training, I'll just send an email out with this PowerPoint, with what we discussed, and then everything that I will need from you all before we get started for the summer program. So I'll send everything out. All right, if there are no more questions, we are all done. And like I said, I appreciate you all. Thank you.